Sometimes I feel like I'm on my own. My friends are gone, and my family too. So what will I do? Where do I go? Who do I tell? Nobody but Jesus. What will I do? Where do I go? Who do I tell? Nobody but Jesus. He knows what you're going through. He sees your broken heart. He wipes all your tears away. I know. He knows what you're going through. And I know He sees your broken heart. He wipes all your tears away. I know. Sometimes I feel your online radio, the new online radio that makes you happy.
To advertise with us, call our sales and marketing department on 011-5684-272. Terms and conditions apply.
Your online radio, the new online radio that makes you happy.
Right, it's a minute gone after 5 p.m. Central African Time. It is the 1873 FM Drive Time Radio. Right, shortly we'll be joined by Dr. Maxwell Shumba. Right, on the line. Let us see if he's has he appeared on your side, Mr. M?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, all right. I've sent the link. He should be joining us shortly. All right, I see.
So we can start with the promise or betrayal.
Yes. Yes, I think that is
39 years later.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
The promise and betrayal 39 years later. I think we're still within the same cartel. There's no promise. I think it's just been betrayals.
No, but let's say we were analyzing and provoking people to talk. We have two sides.
Yes.
One, people who say the promise, we are still on the promise pathway.
We're still on
others who say they are on the betrayal pathway.
Okay, so there's two sides. Still on the promise, we on the betrayal. Which side are you on? So that I see where I fall in.
We're trying to provoke people to look
okay.
at
Yes.
the journey traveled. Is it a journey of promise or a journey of betrayal? And if so, who betrayed who?
Okay. Yeah, now you see you've brought another element to this. Who betrayed who? I don't know if I would go with the two options, but I would like to add a third one.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one that you mentioned was broken promises, right? And the second one is
I didn't say broken promises. It says
no. You say the journey. It's still we're still within the journey of the promise, right?
No, then I'm saying there are two things.
Yes.
That business is about promise. I go to a restaurant, I place an order, and the waiter or waitress promises to deliver what I ordered. So if I elect you, I have a position of public trust, then I expect you to honor that promise. But after 39 years, you can't keep on trusting a person and hoping that the person will change. that on the promise side. If it's on the betrayal side, you are saying, I have been betrayed because the person who promised me to honor and faithfully discharge his obligations has failed to do so. So that failure is a betrayal. So we have two minds that are there. There are others who say the promise has been delivered because they've Martin, and others are saying, although things are bad, there is still hope. Then there are those who left the country, some are still with the country, who just gave up and say there is no salvation, there is no redemption. So it's just to provoke different minds to look into the different states of.
Right. Okay. For me, I would say it's I'm on the betrayal side.
Okay, so that's good. So we can now challenge others to say, which side are you on?
I see Michael who says we are a young nation with great hope and great potential. I mean, South Africa is 24 years
No, you
younger.
can't say we. He is not a nation. Yeah, he must talk about himself. I am a young man.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah. Okay, right. Dr. Shumba.
How are you, sir?
How are you? How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to get a full screen here. I'm well. It's been a while, huh?
It's been a while, and the topic has just been amended just to look at the promise or betrayal.
Okay, promise or betrayal by whom?
That's what. Yeah. Then who has got a duty? So we go to the next thing.
Oh, okay.
Whether the person who promised.
Do you see me? Oh, do you see me? Okay.
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't make it difficult, Mr. Mawere, and that's Michael. I said, Michael has got one mind, but on this platform, he has compounded his mind to include Dr. Shumba.
Okay. What have I done? I've just joined.
No, you just joined, but he's now speaking on behalf of the unborn, the born, and the disabled.
Oh, I hear you. Thank you.
We just wanted him to weigh in whether it's a promise or a betrayal. Which way do you stand?
You're talking to me or to Michael?
No, to you now.
Okay. I didn't hear where it started. So it's a promise of nationhood, promise of what? So that I can clearly understand.
That is when you go to a restaurant.
Yes.
And you place an order.
Yes.
You don't see the chef.
No.
You just see a waitress or a waiter.
Yes.
And you take a menu.
Yes.
And you select chicken.
Yes.
Once the order is taken, it's a promise to deliver chicken.
Yes.
If something comes out that is not chicken,
I'll tell you.
I don't know why you're laughing.
I'll tell you why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
You can finish though. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm laughing.
Okay, laugh loudly.
Yeah, it just happened to me 2 weeks ago in Istanbul, Turkey.
Yeah.
Where I ordered based on the menu and based on the price which was on the menu.
Yeah.
And when I got the invoice, the receipt. After eating, they told me they sold me 1.5 kilograms of fish.
Yeah.
And you multiply by the price of per kg. I got a bill of $1,100. So I said,
Good.
this is not what I ordered. And I had ordered a takeaway, which was a lobster. And when I got back to the hotel, they delivered me shells with no meat. That's why I was laughing. It actually happened in real life.
That's right. So
Yes.
imagine this menu is
Yeah.
a ballot paper.
It's a what? Sorry.
A ballot paper
Okay, yes.
with a lot of names and symbols. Then you choose, and the person who benefits from your choice does not even know you. It's not like a waiter or waitress.
Yes.
The results are announced. Dr. Shumba is the president of Zimbabwe. What duty do you have to these foolish people who vote you and trust you?
Okay, now I get the question. You know what? When it comes to democracy, of which elections are a component of that, people in general, they understand they will place their votes on someone who represents their interests or someone who will push their agenda. It's very unfortunate that we don't have that in Zimbabwe, where it happens also elsewhere too, where people who vote for a candidate who belongs to a party they belong to, regardless of the policies. And that's why we are in a mess in Zimbabwe. So
No,
what
we are
should
not.
happen?
We are not there yet.
What should happen? I want to answer your question. Is the person who got voted into power by someone who doesn't know him, the connection is the recipient of the vote is going to deliver on the promise he made to get the vote. If someone votes for A and then C benefit, that's a different problem altogether. But if someone votes for A and A wins, then A has an obligation to deliver on the promise. So it's a promise when you get a vote. And it's an obligation to deliver on what you promised the people, or else the next election they boot you out. They will not vote for you. That's how
So
democracy works.
wildfire, is it a competent promise?
It's not. It's an incompetent promise.
Okay. Do you agree, Dr. Shumba?
Yeah. You see, it's a subjective promise because
No, where do you promise when you are not there at the ballot box?
because where do you promise?
Yeah, you're just
when elections,
you're just making utterances like a person who falls in love.
yes, yeah,
Until
yeah. I
death
want
do
to answer
us part.
the promise. The promise. Yes, what happens is when elections are announced, there is a period for people to make up their minds so that they can make choices. And when they go to the ballot, it's expected that they are making an informed choice. So the ballot represents the names of the people who have made their representations. And
So
you go and say,
let's
I
look
don't
at
want this one, I don't want this, I want this one who promised me this. So they meet in the ballot, where the ballot represents the representations the candidate has made. And then
okay.
and the voter is representing the X, which says, I'm the voter, and you are the person who is committing to provide me with what I want. So this X represents our union, our commitment. The X is like when you sign when you do the I do. That's the I do.
Okay.
The ballot is the I do.
Let's
like
turn to wildfire. You see the men with the scarves there on the screen.
Yes, I do.
What is his name?
The scarf man. That's Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa.
Okay, imagine you were to penetrate his head, his mind. How many people do you think are in his mind that he actually says, I know?
One.
No. He has grown up knowing people. He went to primary school. He worked. When you look at the population of Zimbabwe, how big is the population of Zimbabwe?
It's around 15 million.
Yeah. So here you are, and you are looking at this man, and he says he's representing you.
Well, with me, you wouldn't say he represents.
You believe him that he even knows who Dr. Shumba looks like?
I doubt you would know unless
you may know him, but it does.
I don't know, Doc. Does this man know you, Doc?
He might not, because I'm challenging him, so he might not know. He might know me. I know from the people close to him. He knows me though.
No, that's what you are assuming. If I were to go into his head and see in 365 days times 24 hours, how many do you even feature in his mind? And if so, in what form?
Yeah, if I may answer there, because I think it's normal for leaders and non-leaders that the people who impact their lives are the people they will know, because there's a reason. So when we come to political leaders or national leaders are not expected to know everyone who votes for them, or they are not expected to know everyone who supports them. It will be a travesty that President Mnangagwa, or he's saying Mr. Scarfman, will say he does not know members of his cabinet or members of his national security.
No, I am asking
that will be
about Dr. Shumba. Imagine you went into his head. What is the likelihood that Dr. Shumba would feature in his mental state?
Okay. No, I get if that in politics, Mr. Mawere, we say if someone comes to your mind, it means you are doing something he's noticing. If I'm impacting his chances to win the next election, you will know me. You will talk about me.
No. I'm just trying to get into the mind of the so-called undertakers of promises. So if I don't know you, I can't promise you.
Yeah, but if we have a nation, right? We have a nation, and you promise the nation, we are one. The entire population is taken in one bucket as one, and the promises are to this one bucket, the audience of one, and that one is the nation, and that nation is Zimbabwe. Every Zimbabwean belongs to that audience. So the promise is to the Zimbabwe, and everyone who is a Zimbabwean is a recipient of that promise and expects that the promises are delivered. You don't have to deliver on any individual cases, because we are a nation.
No, we are saying wildfire.
Yes, Mr. M.
You are hosting, you are in the studio, is it?
Yes.
That's a promise delivered, is it?
Correct. I promise to be on air, and here I am.
Yeah, if you just have Dr. Shumba, the two of you,
Yes.
do you care about what everybody else thinks? Whether you guys are lousy, you are talking bullshit, you are talking absurd things.
No, we promised to be on air, me and Dr. Shumba. We are on air and we are delivering. I think that is what will be mattering. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do I promise people I don't know when what I say is what is in my mind?
Yeah, can I ask, Mr. What is the point? What's the real issue?
The real issue is that sometimes we think people we elect have a duty to us, but they actually don't have a way of knowing whether they have a duty or not. They end up having a duty to their relatives, to their friends, to their cabals.
Oh, now I get it. Thank you so much for clarifying. Yes,
that's why we created 1873.
Yes, thank you for clarifying. Yes.
To make issues that are not obvious.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
So that we learn something.
So yes, my response. I'm an aspiring candidate. What I stand on is the platform for my candidacy. I make a promise on land agrarian reform. I know who is going to benefit.
No, we'll come to that, Dr. Shumba, when you are campaigning. Yeah. But for now, we just want to analyze competence or otherwise.
Okay.
People say, imagine you marry somebody without knowing them. Then you accuse them of betraying you when they never meant to please you.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is why, and I agree with you, this is why people are asking to know their candidates. You know, the integrity. I think I've been on air with Wildfire when we're talking about the integrity of the candidacy. If people just vote just because someone belongs to a party, then we end up with such situations you are describing, Ms. Mawele, that you're voting for someone who never even committed to save you. But just because you went and put an X, but that person belongs to your party. You will sit in city councils. Most of the councillors have not delivered. And they've delivered
Right now, we just want to understand power. It's called power literacy.
Yes.
And we are here to talk about power, its true nature, and how it's exercised.
Yeah.
How some people feel excluded, and how some people feel betrayed, and how the people in power actually don't feel anything. They feel actually they're doing the best they can. They're discharging their best, and they're exercising their best minds on people's problems. Yet there is a disconnect. Those who select the food and those who eat it.
Yeah, you see, they say power corrupts. And it's very important, especially programs like yours, to educate the citizens on the power they hold in checking the politicians' power. Because power corrupts, and absolute power is very dangerous. And we see people, and for me, I'm more worried when I see supporters criticizing people like you when they question people who go out there and question some of the things. They say, what is this? And then their supporters come and they start fighting you. Because when you question, you are empowering thought. You are empowering other people to think outside the box. And that empowers the citizen, because the politician already has the power from the elections. When you put an X, you are surrendering your power. You are giving the politician the power. And he has it. He has it in his hands. He can do whatever he wants. He can use national resources to support his family. But what you're going to do as a citizen, and if the citizens within themselves start suppressing themselves, like what's happening in Zimbabwe, where when we write on our platform to criticize other political parties, people descend on us, or you are ZANU, you are CIO. These are the people who are empowering the same politicians who are doing things for their own benefit. That's the dilemma. And I applaud people who are creating platforms like yours, Wildfire. You need to continue bringing citizens to speak out, because politicians already has the power to do whatever they want.
Okay, let me make it clear. ZANU-PF didn't win the election. They stole my vote, and ZTF, they take the statue, they put it there. The president of Zimbabwe, it's Nelson Chamisa. So here we have a royal Linda. I don't know what is going on in her mind.
Yes.
If you go to Mnangagwa and Wildfire, imagine you go to Mnangagwa. You tell him you are a thief. He looks at you.
He'll look at you and laugh at your face.
No, he won't laugh. He will just say, what the hell has visited you? Huh? He would try to reconcile, to say, there could be something that is happening in your mind. Because according to him, he is legitimate.
And he's got the courts to back him on that.
Yeah. No, he is the president. That scarf, the car that is behind him, you know what car it is? I don't even know what the price of fuel is.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Mr. Mawere. I want to go back to that Linda. I think she makes an important point for discussions. Not that she's correct, but for discussions. When elections are held, in our case, they were held more than a year ago, right? And a platform was created to challenge the veracity of the results. And in the process, the complainant fails to state their case, and they fail. It's unhelpful in a nation to continue making claims when you fail, when you had a chance. If you are given a penalty or a loan and you fail to score, you can't continue claiming about the handball.
So, Dr. Shumba,
yes.
Let's assume we are not campaigning.
Yes.
Yeah, here we're just talking about understanding and sharing the understanding, so that we have a shared understanding of something, of the promise and betrayal. And this happen in relationships. This can happen in commerce. This can happen in football, where I go and play the best I can and lose the game. And somebody believes that by me playing, I have a duty to win.
I hear you. And this is exactly the point I'm making, Mr. Mawere, that elections were held more than a year and a half ago.
No, we're not talking about elections.
So that's why I'm saying our discussions, because I'm looking at, I'm going back to what I'm seeing, people typing. that our discussions should be framed by national discussions, which have nothing to do with campaigning. That's the point I was trying to make. That we quickly go to ZANU-PF MDC in every discussion.
That's right. That's what we want to avoid on this platform.
That's the point I was trying to make when I was telling you, when I was challenging that leader, that that process, elections held, challenges were made, a decision was made by the court 1.5 years ago. It's done. Let's talk about the nation. We have people who have voted into a position whom we should be scrutinizing right now. Elections are 4 years away from us. There's no need to talk about elections now. Let's talk about the delivery. Let's talk about the promises they made. That MP who won in Warren Park, who is opposition MP, what is he doing? What did he promise the people of Warren Park? And what are the people of Warren Park getting? The councillor for Chitungwiza, what did he promise the people? So as a nation, we can know, okay, next time we go into the voting process, we can rectify the mistakes we made. If we made choices without understanding the candidate, should we repeat the same mistake? And I applaud, that's why I'm saying I'm applauding your platform, which is bringing citizens to talk.
No, it's not your platform, it's our platform, because you make it the platform.
Thank you for the correction. Our platform, because it's a platform which is talking about social issues.
No, the platform doesn't talk, but Dr. Shumba is talking now.
Yes, but I'm talking about me today, tomorrow there's someone else.
That's right. You are the platform.
Continuation. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
You are the platform.
Yes, it's a platform. It's a continuation. And it's consistently bringing people on a daily basis to come and discuss social issues. Although you can talk about economic issues, but those are issues which impact us, which help us grow intellectually, which help us grow as a nation. And on this particular topic you are discussing, what's a promise? Is it a betrayal when a candidate wins and then focuses on their own family, on their own friends? Did they betray the voter? The answer is yes.
No, we are talking to Dr. Shumba.
Yes.
Dr. Shumba, this issue of promise,
yes,
betrayal, and sometimes when you don't know who your boss is. How many people think Mnangagwa is the boss? Wildfire.
Well, there's quite a number. I wouldn't have the specific number, but there are.
Would you elect somebody to be your boss other than yourself?
Nah, I'm self-driven.
So would you want to give up the right to be your own boss and elect somebody to be your boss?
That's an interesting. Let's hear from the viewers there. I think Marshall says, "Brilliant mentorship, Mr. Mawere. You kill me. Is there not a cause?" I think. And then Royal says, "We didn't have to avoid that. This is the problem we have in Zimbabwe. So we need to hear about that. If we don't talk about it, ZANU-PF regime will still do the same thing."
Imagine Royal is speaking on behalf of other people than Royal. Identify yourself and say, "Not in my." How does a president with a scarf there know about Royal? I don't even know who Royal is, Dr. Shumba.
That's true.
Royal could be somebody I know. Dr. Shumba is called Dr. Maxwell. That's Dr. Maxwell Shumba.
Yes.
And I can see you. So let's give people a chance to talk. So let's give them the link, Wildfire. Give them the link so that they can identify. We just want to talk about this relationship between a person and a promise. That a waiter, waitress comes to you and asks you, what do you want? I want well done steak. Then it comes not as well done, as rare. Would you pay for it?
You know, Ms. Mawere, when people make choices, right?
Yeah.
It's hoped that they make informed choices.
No, that's their problem.
Huh?
If they make wrong choice, it's nothing to do with me.
Yes.
But you can't.
But here, where the problem is, if you put a menu, right, with chicken on a paper with your business letterhead in a room which you own, which you set a table and chairs, and I go in there on your chair and your table, and I open your menu, and I say, I want menu number 3. Menu number 3 says chicken and rice, and then I sit there, and instead of delivering chicken and rice, you deliver mushroom soup, and then you give me an invoice.
You are introducing too many factors, doctor. That's why
you give me an invoice that I ate chicken and rice.
No, Wildfire,
you betrayed me. You betrayed me because that's not what you are advertising. That's
Wildfire.
Yes.
Wildfire.
Yes.
Do you have a PhD degree?
No, I don't.
I want Dr. Shumba to inspire you to get one. But now he's not inspiring you. He's now introducing too many things.
No, I was giving you the example. It's you who started the example on the menu. And we are using
there is a menu. You choose your own. You author your own disappointment.
No, I think we will have moving targets. I want to expand on your example and use it for betrayal and promise. That's what I want to do. And that's
I'm saying to you, doctor.
Because I wanted to point out where betrayal is and where the promise is.
How can I betray? No. Okay, Wildfire. I order chicken.
Yes.
When I need beef.
Oh, that's your mistake.
Yeah. So let's admit that I cannot betray stupid people. I cannot betray foolish people. Because yes, they knew before they voted. They knew before
I see your point. I see your point. I thought it was the restaurant which was delivering what they didn't order. You ordered chicken, but instead you wanted beef. You had not mentioned that. Then if you ordered chicken by mistake,
no, not by mistake.
That's your own problem.
No, that's your
your own problem. Yes,
if you ordered the scuffman,
yes,
and you thought you expected him to be your friend. That's
now I want to summarize now that I understand what you're talking about. In terms of Zimbabwe, we've discussed this. Zimbabweans in general, they don't want to focus.
Not Zimbabweans, Dr. Shumba.
I'm saying in general.
You just talk about yourself.
No, I'm not. Me. I know. I'm challenging Scuffman because I know.
Just talk about yourself on the promise and betrayal. We don't want to include that.
Yeah, but I didn't vote for him, so I have not promised betrayal.
No. Then that's fine. I agree.
But this man is the president. He was voted into by other people.
But the law says a majority if I have 50 plus 1 idiots, the 49 don't count, you know that.
Yeah, but I'm not all I'm saying is for these discussions to be beneficial to other people.
No, let them come.
I stand here on your show saying
our show.
I have challenged E.D. Mnangagwa before he became president. I challenged the people already who went into the streets. I would challenge the people who went into the streets.
You're already going into
yes.
the I.
Yeah, because you said to talk about yourself.
No, I'm saying we're talking about the promise that you ordered.
Yeah.
The majority of the people voted.
Yeah, but when I spoke about the people, you said don't speak about the people, speak about yourself. Now I'm talking about myself. You are saying don't say I. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, you know why Dr. Shumba is very difficult to find the correct answer. Even me, I'm just trying to steer this conversation on ideas.
So let me finish my idea so that if
idea not listen to it. Don't mention Mnangagwa.
But you are saying the people the people go.
We're just talking about the idea.
Where they're complaining. Yeah.
Yeah, the idea. I'm not talking about Zimbabweans. I'm talking about the promise, the true nature of a promise, and it requires two parties: the promise and the promised.
Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know the parameters of this discussion, but when the promise is, we had at some point an election which had participants, ballot paper, as you said, people went and voted, people made choices, and now we are here a year and a half after people made choices. We clearly don't have, I don't have what I want.
Okay,
I feel betrayed.
Oh, Dr. Shumba.
I feel betrayed by people.
All right, now,
the betrayal, my betrayal.
You don't even have to say anything.
Yes.
Wildfire, promise or betrayal?
Yes, Mr.
Which side are you on? Okay, if you are watching out there, we got two votes so far. They all are saying they feel betrayed. And one of the person who feels betrayed never voted for ED anyway. So yeah, I'm not
but you cut me. That's the problem. This discussion is not ending. I wanted to tell you why I feel betrayed.
I just wanted to open it, Dr. Shumba. I'm not cutting you. I just wanted to open it because to other people to hear their views.
Yeah, I don't feel betrayed by Mnangagwa per se. I feel betrayed by the people who did not want to listen to ideas so that they could get something.
Okay, we have Mnache.
Now they have Mnangagwa because they didn't listen. And 2023, we will have the same thing if people continue.
No. Let us not
on ideas.
Yeah, no, we just we have Mnache, Dr. Shumba.
Yes.
Who agrees with you?
Betrayed by who? Because it's not so clear. Betrayed by who?
I thought you said you feel betrayed.
Betrayed because when you frame a yes or no, betrayed or promise, betrayed by who?
No, I'm saying we'll ask, and Michael says, please let him present his points. Michael, present your points first. Dr. Shumba, who also is an aspiring person. He needs to start hearing your views. So we want a listening president, not we. I would prefer somebody who then goes and takes what? I feel betrayed by the Concord, Max Manyika. Yes, we hear you, Mike. Drop this dog, whatever he's talking. nonsense, that's wisdom, Mushonga. And so we're getting a different, So most people feel we just want to gauge where the majority stands, Dr. Shumba. It's not to gag you.
Yeah, no, because are we saying betrayed by Mnangagwa, betrayed? Because
we will ask the same. We will ask.
I'm not clear on what is it that we are saying you feel betrayed by what? Are you by the situation in Zimbabwe, by Mnangagwa being president? Yes.
We will ask the question, but for now, we just wanted to know which side, because we have spoken about it, and we have been, how do you feel betrayed in something you did not partake in? What gives you the right to even give people ideas when you are not on the ground at all? We can't incite from afar and expect results. Urukudani avote on your behalf based on your ideas. Urukwauri koko. That's one view.
Yeah, can I respond? Because this directed to me.
Okay.
Yes. Number one, I'm not inciting anyone. And I don't know if I said anything here. Wildfire, did I say anything to incite anyone?
No, you may not be referring to you.
Because he's saying you are from afar.
Maybe the author, the author can say
the author can say who is
comment.
Yes.
Because he could be referring to Michael.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so let's not.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, this is the problem with these guys. Zimbabwe just needs a true fight, period, because nonsense. People pretend things to be okay when things are bad. Zimbabweans. That's Chibura. So, yeah. So on a simple matter, it can cause a lot of conversations, a lot of confusion. And sometimes we don't know what we don't know. But we know everything. So let's hear what the people think. And Dr. Shumba asked a question, a poignant one. If you are betrayed, and can you betray somebody you don't know? And is it a contract or a covenant of two parties? One says, give me your vote, like Trump did with the Ukraine. He says, quid pro quo. He says, what does quid pro quo mean? I never said quid pro quo, but I told you, my friend, if you don't make this decision and announce, then you won't get aid. I get caught.
Yes.
Trump is saying, my friend, I am your president. Trust me. I'm referring to a shumba, now we know. And you're not inciting in a bad way. I mean, in that he quotes ideas from afar. That's part and parcel of what's going on. So
okay.
He was talking to you. So now we know.
Yes. Now let me respond to him. Number one, our being in the diaspora is not out of choice. The brutality visited about by the ZANU-PF government has affected everyone. Some have remained in the country, some have left. But when it comes to building our nation, it's going to take all Zimbabweans, regardless where they are. 1963, 1966, 1974, 1980, there was a trajectory of trying to resolve the rhodesian crisis, where people started in Zimbabwe, 1963, left Zimbabwe, and started having meetings, brainstorming ideas outside Zimbabwe, and they fought a war to resolve the rhodesian crisis, which gave us independence. The people who brought Zimbabwe independence were based outside Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has gone full circle back to 1979. we understand things are bad. They are not just bad for the people in Zimbabwe. There are people, I've been to UK, sitting down with Zimbabweans, listening to their challenges. I'm here in the USA. I talk to the people in South Africa. Right now, as I talk to you, Mr. Mawere, a young DJ was murdered 3 days ago. He's in mortuary. There's so much crime against the Zimbabwean community. So the people who are in South Africa, those 4 million people who are struggling every day to make ends meet, they have Zimbabwean hearts. And the day we will recognize that it's going to take all of us, it's going to take discussions, it's going to take platforms like the one created by Mr. Mawere to solve the Zimbabwean situation, and not saying, oh, you are not in Zimbabwe. Solution for Zimbabwe is going to come from Zimbabweans, from wherever they are. We have unique experiences. Those in Zimbabwe, they've got experience, which will be augmented, which will be complemented by the experience we got here. We work here, first world country. We hold positions in corporate America. Those experiences, plus the hardened experience you have had on the ground, are going to push Zimbabwe to great heights. So I want to address to this to this caller. It's going to take every one of us, those in Zimbabwe and this diaspora. It's going to take unit of purpose. And also it's going to take the people who understands how accountability drives nations out of corruption we have in Zimbabwe, out of ineptitude. So to you, my friend Willie Bawatiza Matsangaise, it's a sense of duty. It's a sense of patriotism that I'm taking this minutes, an hour right now, when I'm not even in Zimbabwe, when I'm not even, exposed to some of the hardships, but I'm taking this hour. I've spent my money to support those people in the ground. And for that, that's a sacrifice which shows the commitment to our nation. And when someone steps up in the limelight to be scolded and insulted, it takes courage. It takes sacrifice for me to expose myself to insults on social media. So I want you to understand, I'm here on Mr. Mawere's platform because I know it's thought-provoking. We can shut each other up, we can open discussions, but it's all good for the nation. I want to thank you for asking this question, which helped me highlight the need for unit of purpose between the people at home and the people in the diaspora. Thank you, Mr. Well, and thank you, Mr. Matsangaise. Thank you so much.
Walfa, we come into the end. What have we achieved? What we set out to achieve? And by raising these questions so that we can provoke, ignite, and inspire people to think outside the box. So that
I think we've achieved that, and I'd like to thank Doc Shumba. I know, Doc, we only had 30 minutes with you,
sure,
but we've gone way beyond that. This goes to show that look, if you have thought-provoking conversations and you get people bringing their input, you always get to achieve something. Like now, Doc, you've said that you appreciate the comments that were coming through. It means we've got more conversations that are to come, especially if we are to shape and define the kind of Zimbabwe that we all want. Because at the end of the day, it's all about conversations that will help us shape and define the kind of Zimbabwe that we all want for ourselves.
Thank you, Mr. Mawere. Thank you, Mr. Wildfire. Thank you so much.
All right.
Not a problem, Doc.
We have ED stole my vote. Betrayed. Okay. If he stole your vote, where were you when it was being stolen? So let us analyze. Let us think. Let us reflect. I can't promise somebody that which I am not capable of delivering. There are many people who we got a thumbs up from Michael. 1873 is the best platform for a progressive drive. And some people die a painful death, and makavota kupi kwamakabirwa. You can't talk of somewhere kwawanga usiri. Talk about where you voted. We start ipapo pa polling station. Let's get the V11s. Let's not talk about server rooms. Let's talk about the V11s. And that's exactly what Well is saying. He's the one who judges. I myself, I'm not a judge, but the judges asked for the V11s. Talk about the polling stations. Where were you when the vote was stolen? That's again a quotable quote, Michael. So here we are, trying to build conversations, not for us. We have no interest at all. Myself is not we, I myself. I'm able to understand all the views of everybody, even if I wanted to. Just a simple, mortal, fallible human being. And I don't have the time given to me to be able to listen to everything. This show was about promise or betrayal. That the people who say they are betrayed are the very people who make the choices. How dare you ask the beneficiary of your own stupidity? You go to a store, somebody says a mango is $1 each or per kg. You buy, then you go to the next store and you find the same mango is 50 cents. Then you say, somebody robbed me. How can I rob you when you participated in the robbery? How many people have participated in voting? Only when their candidate doesn't get the final tally do they rise up as if they are the candidates, as if they are the injured party, foolishly thinking that if one becomes a president, the quality of life will change. The quality of life changes when we decide to understand ideas. That an idea that requires the president to know more than what a normal human being should know, that idea is a bad one. So let's not talk about who won, who lost. Let's talk about the promise. The person who won is influenced by the people who didn't win, but who needs his decisions to prosecute the business of life. And every day people, they are peddling influence. They are conflating issues, compounding issues. Some people even say this platform is against the government of Zimbabwe, is part of the regime, when we are just trying to provoke thought. If that thought had been applied, perhaps things could have been different. So here we are. Thank you very much. How many times did they count the results, and how many times did they announce the wrong result? Please come and stop playing with our minds as if you don't know what's been going on since 2003. Grow up. Yes, if it has been going up, let's not participate in things that produce absurdities. And no man is an island, and we thank you for both. Let's network so much we can matter more than this nonsense politics. Yes. So, Welly, let's talk about both. So as we wind off last 3 minutes, banking on Africa's future. The future of Zimbabwe is your business. Those who complain about why the world is, why it's shaped the way it is, they must look at the person in the mirror. Say, what did I do? Change the mirror so that it's upside down, if that's what you want. So I have chosen to give up my time to share with you so that hopefully we can get ideas to fight ideas without anyone protecting ideas because they want to be president or something else. Those who know what a president is and is not would know better. But there is no human being that can rise above others, that can have high-heeled shoes to be different from all of us. So let's celebrate the ordinary human being in us, and that's enough. Let's not celebrate the exceptional people who are not us. And a president is no exceptional person. Don't put your faith in a human being. Don't trust anyone with power. No one. And if you bear that in mind, then you're okay. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you, Mr. M. Dr. Shumba, thank you as well. Always a pleasure. All right. I think we've lost Doc there. Thank you. And yeah, we'll catch up with you. Back 7 p.m. We're back with...
have you been in touch with him?
No, not yet. I'll just quickly send him a text just now.
Yeah, just send him a text so that you don't waste your time.
All right. Thank you so much. It's a minute gone after 6. Make sure to catch Tinashe Mpasiri on the Sunton Express, a breakfast show between 6 and 9. Tomorrow, Bring a Friday. And then back on the drive 3 to 6. God bless. Jagait Atinuali.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
To advertise with us, call our sales and marketing department on 011-5684-272. Terms and conditions apply.
Sorry.
Cheers, boss. Just about to get real hard. Me look white straight in the eye. Close my heart and hope to die. A real bad man about to no man. I'm not fear no man. Even if judgment come today, me never gonna take away. Me about same way. I'm not fear no man.
Me tell it to me you, then me tell it to him. Say, Daddy had to follow a dream.